This episode is brought to you by Greenlight. Get this. Adults with financial literacy skills have 82% more wealth than those who don't. From swimming lessons to piano classes, us parents invest in so many things to enrich our kids' lives. But are we investing in their future financial success? With Greenlight, you can teach your kids financial literacy skills like earning, saving, and investing. And this investment costs less than that after-school treat. Start prioritizing their financial education and future today with a risk-free trial at greenlight.com/Spotify. Greenlight.com/Spotify.
This episode is brought to you by Pluto TV. Pluto TV has all the shows and movies you love streaming for free. That means laughter is free with gut-busting comedies like The Neighborhood, Key and Peele, and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Mystery is free with countless cases to crack from Criminal Minds, Tracker, and Matlock. And thrills are free with heart-pumping hits like The Walking Dead and Defiance. Feel the free. Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.
Welcome to the Gundam Lorecast, where we take a deep dive into the Mobile Suit Gundam series, such as the multiple timelines, mobile suits, characters, and so much more. Welcome back, pilots, to another episode of the Gundam Lorecast. I'm one of your hosts, Brandon, also known as Ben of Temeria, and always with me is my good friend, Jesse.
How's it going, everybody?
And today we are bringing you our first episode of gunpla-based mobile suits from the Build Strike family. So we have the Build Strike full package and the Star Build Strike all in one episode for you, because Build Strike by itself is a whole lot. So Build Strike and Build Strike full package will be first half of the episode. Second half will be just the Star Build Strike, because there's a lot more to that one specifically. But yeah, we're finally going into Gundam Build Fighters, the first series of the Build Fighters stuff. So, which is pretty cool. Which the Build Fighters, I love the Build Fighters and Build Fighters Try Build Divers.
Yeah.
Due to the custom styles of Gundams they have.
Yeah. I do love the custom Gundams.
I mean, this is the series that we got Wing Gundam Fenice, so.
Which is amazing.
It is. So we are starting off with the standard Build Strike. So we have the Build Strike Gundam, which is a gunpla introduced in the anime Gundam Build Fighters. Based on the GAT X-105 Strike Gundam, is built by Sei Iori and primarily piloted by Reiji. So you have a builder and a fighter in the series.
Because the builder wasn't very good at piloting it.
Yeah. Which then you find out, towards the end of the anime, he was good at piloting. He just didn't want to see his gunpla destroyed.
Yeah.
So, technology and combat characteristics. The Gundam Build Strike is a gunpla built by Sei Iori on his own personal modifications. It is based upon the GAT X-105 Strike Gundam that appears in Mobile Suit Gundam Seed. Sei's modifications mainly revolve around improving the suit's mobility. And an example of this is the inclusion of thruster units within the new shoulder armor, which resulted in enhanced side-to-side movement capabilities that allows the suit to better evade enemy attacks. Thus, Build Strike has superior mobility that excels at rapid attacks. Compared to the Strike Gundam, the Build Strike's close combat capabilities are improved with 4 Vulcan guns and 2 beam sabers. While it is assembled with high technique, its weapons are still incomplete, leaving room for further development. It is later combined with the Build Booster Support Craft and given additional weapons in the form of the GAT X-105B/FP Build Strike Gundam full package, which obviously we'll go over here a little later. And for everybody, this could be a little bit of shorter episode. We'll see. Can't guarantee anything. So, getting into the armaments, we have the Vulcan gun. The Build Strike Gundam possesses 4 head Vulcan guns, which is mainly used to intercept incoming missiles and enemy units at close range. And the only other weapon is the beam saber, because this is also an incomplete gunpla. So the Build Strike Gundam possesses 2 beam sabers as its primary close combat weapon. Its beam sabers are powerful enough to destroy an enemy unit with either a single swing or stab. While not in use, the beam sabers are stored on its side skirts. So, and the variant that we have is the Build Strike full package, which we're about to go into. Yeah, like that's it for the Build Strike.
There's literally like nothing to it at the
because
beginning.
it's literally it's an incomplete mobile suit that we see at the beginning of the show. It's like the first, I think, 4 or 5 episodes, I think, that
Yeah,
it's like this. It's that doesn't have anything. And then we do actually have notes and trivia. So in Gundam Breaker Mobile, the Kira Yamato AI serves as the Gunpla's pilot, as a Sayuri or Reiji AI was not made, which is also a game you can't even play anymore. Which is extremely sad because the game was really good. I played it.
Forgot to play that one.
I literally played it all the time, and I loved the custom Gunplas they had. Because they had exclusive Gunplas that were based on the Gundam X and the Double X in Gundam Breaker Mobile that you get as the main character in the game. It's great.
That's definitely cool.
Why they need to add those into, GB4. Be great. They need to add more mobile suits to GB4. I don't care. They need to add more.
Yeah, that's fair.
So moving on to the Build Strike full package. The full package is also the Gunpla introduced in the anime, Gundam Build Fighters. Again, it is built by Sayuri and primarily controlled by Reiji. Technology and combat characteristics. The GATX-105B/FP Build Strike Gundam full package is a Gunpla built by Sayuri and is a combination of the basic Build Strike Gundam with the build booster and new weapons. As indicated by the name, it can be considered as a Build Strike with its complete weapons and equipment. The build booster is a supported craft that has been attached to the Build Strike, adds a large pair of large beam cannons to the unit's standard armaments, 4 head-mounted Vulcans, and 2 beam sabers, and also improves its output. The whole package also gives the Build Strike a Chobin shield and a beam gun that can transform into a beam rifle, and later into the enhanced beam rifle. So, much more armaments and much more power for the Build Strike.
Yeah, it's a lot more versatile once it's got the attachments.
Oh yes, and just wait till you get the Star Build Strike. It is insanely different and such more powerful mobile suit. So obviously in the armaments we have the Vulcan gun, which just like the standard Build Strike is the 4 Vulcan head or Vulcan guns in his head unit. We have the 2 beam sabers as we went through, which they can still destroy a single. They can destroy a unit with a single stroke. Because main character vibes.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, main characters. Next is a beam gun. So this is a handheld ranged beam weapon. It can transform into a beam rifle and later the enhanced beam rifle by attaching additional components. The beam gun is capable of rapid fire and due to its small size, it is suitable at close range combat. Although the beams it fires are weak, they also consume less energy. And then moving to the beam rifle, the primary range weapon for the Build Strike Gundam full package is excellent rate of fire and has a variable output which at maximum power rivals the power of a hyper bazooka or hyper mega launcher shot, which is insane because a hyper mega launcher is what the Hakushiki uses in Gundam Zeta. It says it rivals the power of that.
Uncalled for beam rifle.
Yeah. The interior of the barrel contains metal parts for improved durability and to withstand the high output. Hence why it can have the power of a hyper mega launcher. The enhanced beam rifle, which is an improved version of the beam rifle with enhanced output, it retains the ability to adjust the beam output, is double-barreled to reduce the spread out of the stress caused by the powerful shot. At high output, beams are emitted from both barrels to form powerful blasts. During rapid fire, beams are emitted only from the top barrel. So it's 2 barrels layered on top of each other.
Yeah.
When I'm trying to like show it on screen, and we're an audio only podcast, so I should So now we have the large beam cannon. So mounted on the build booster, these pair of beam cannons are powerful enough to destroy an enemy unit with a single shot. However, they are trouble hitting fast moving or small targets. They are positioned under the shoulders when they are used by the Build Strike Gundam full package. So these are pretty cool. Which do we talk about we talk about the build booster here in a bit. Yeah. Okay, so I won't go too much into that. And then we have the Choben shield. So the Build Strike Gundam full package is equipped with a Choben shield as its primary defensive armament. The shield consists of superimposed layers that are made from several plastic boards pieced together, allowing it to withstand a beam shot from a hyper mega launcher, which is freaking nuts.
It's a strong shield.
By the way, if you haven't noticed, Sayori is a stupid, crazy builder.
Oh, yeah. He's great at what he does.
Yeah. The pinnacle behind this is the portion of the energy in the enemy's beam is displaced each time a piece of plastic board is destroyed. Thus, the power of the beam is reduced as it penetrates through the boards, and eventually the beam will be stopped by the board. Yeah.
It's essentially the concept of if it hits enough things, eventually it'll stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. And then special equipment features, we have the BB-01 build booster. So developed from the MBF-02 plus EW-454 Striker Rouge's Otoro, the Otoro Striker, which is Kigali's version of the Strike.
Yeah.
The build booster is designed by Sei with high mobility in mind and is armed with only 2 beam cannons to keep its weight down. When attached to the build to strike back, it improves the output by 160%. It can function independently as a fighter aircraft when separated and can allow Reiji to continue the fight even if the build strike is destroyed. So it's its own fighter unit.
So cool.
Which is freaking sweet. And if you haven't noticed already, Sei is a huge fan of Gundam Seed.
Yeah. Like Sei's favorite thing to build out of.
Yeah. Like, until you get to after the events of the first season, Gundam Build Fighters, there is like a OVA that there is. It's only in Japanese, but it is subbed, where he creates the Star Build Galaxy. And then there's also the Burning Star Gundam, which is based off Shining Gundam, but with the build strikes in mind. It's similarly, it's interesting. It literally looks like it's a modified Shining Gundam with a freaking beam rifle and shield. It's really weird.
The Burning Knuckle, isn't it?
No, you're thinking of Build Burning Gundam. That's Gundam Build Gundam Fighters Try, which we'll probably go after this episode. We'll probably go into Build Burning, when it says it's not based on the God Gundam at all. It's like bullshit. It totally is. How is it not? But whatever. So notes and trivia for the Build Gundam full package. Despite being based on the Otoro Striker, the Build booster's weaponry was more similar to the Orb 01 Akashiki Gundam's Oswashi Striker, which the Katsuki Gundam is a fully...
The Katsuki Gundam is the cool one. It's the super gold one, right?
It's super gold one that can literally deflect all beam weaponry.
I love that one.
It's from Sea Destiny, which is that Gundam is that mobile suit's awesome. And then it gets an upgrade in Seed Freedom, which is the film. It gets an upgrade in that film, which is pretty cool. The Build Strike appears in the first Gundam Breaker game as a DLC unit to coincide with the release of Gundam Build Fighters, though its build booster beam effects are yellow instead of red, and only existed in high-grade form, as opposed to every other unit having a Master Grade 1/100 counterpart. These were later rectified in the sequel to match with the release of the Master Grade release of the Build Strike. Which... the full package is also in... Is full package in GB4? I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't know. I think it is.
Yes,
but I don't know.
it is. It is, and I'm pretty sure it is. I know they have a Build Strike. I just can't remember which one.
Righty.
Because there's multiple versions. But at that point, since let's take a quick mid break, thank our listeners, and we'll be right back.
So, you just started using LinkedIn Premium. Now what? Well, on your premium company page, you noticed around 7.5 times more page engagement and 5 times more page views. Well done. And now, new clients are messaging you. All because you're using LinkedIn Premium, which helps you get the business growth you want. Think big, small business. Think big. Start your free trial at linkedin.com/premium small business. That's linkedin.com/premium small business.
All right, here we go.
New Phineas and Ferb is here.
We're back, baby.
For 104 more days
I know what we're gonna do today.
of summer vacation.
I am ready for summer shenanigans. Let's do it. Oh, yeah.
All right. We're gonna bust Phineas and Ferb once and for all.
Are we gonna do this again?
New inventions, shenanigans, innators, adventures, and songs.
Brand new summer vacation.
New Phineas and Ferb starts June 5th on Disney Channel and next day on Disney Plus on DisneyPlus.Disney.com.
It's a Gundam!
All right, welcome to the Middle Show. We're talking about everything podcast, and that's nothing to do with the lore of Gundam. Here, we want to thank all of our amazing listeners. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show, and extreme thank you because we are so close to 10,000 downloads already. Like, that's insane. We've been doing this. How long have we been doing this show? It was like not even we haven't even done it for a year yet, right?
We haven't been doing it for a full year yet. It's been, hold on, waiting on it to load. And I will tell you.
Let me see. I can look up the analytics while you
August 24. So we're coming up on a year. We're 3 months out from a year now.
Are we really?
Closer to 2 months, really, if you think about it.
Yeah, so we're a little over 7,000 downloads since we made the show, which is insane.
We appreciate every one of you.
Like that's amazing. Thank you so much for supporting the show and listening and tuning in. And if you want to support the show, there's a few options you can do. You can go to patreon.com/GundamLoreCast, where you can get ad-free episodes or even join us once a month on the show itself of topic of your choosing, so we can talk about anything Gundam related. You can also support us on Apple and Spotify. Leave a 5-star review on Apple with some words or a nice Spotify comment. We'll read it out loud next time on the show, which we do have one from our listener, Cel, CEL, on our last episode of Gundam Aerial. It's like, nice, an episode from the series that really got me into Gundam Aerial. Isn't my favorite mobile suit, but it has a special place for me. Yeah, I mean, there you go. I mean, it's not my favorite mobile suit either. I finally beat the Double Zeta story stuff, so I finally unlocked all the alternate paths and stories for SD Gundam G Generations, finally.
Nice.
And all of them are incomplete. They're not all complete yet. Like, I look, it's like, all right, cool, I'm going to start developing some of these mobile suits from the alternate series, and, oh, they still have some question marks in here, so they're not fully completed yet.
No, there's more to come, for sure.
Oh, okay, cool. They did that with Seed, and then they added, here's Seed Recollection, and which was its own unique story, specifically in game. So it has its own new animations too, which was really cool. Anyway, you can also find us on a few different Discord servers, the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, as well as my own Discord server, the Ben and Friends Podcasting Discord, where you can find this show and all the other shows that I host, which are Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends, the Final Fantasy Lorecast, the Wizarding World Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast. So go check those out. All great stuff, all great fun, all great stuff. So... And then, as far as if we have any Gundam news, that is a good question.
There is a lot of things on here.
Are there?
None of them are like huge that I saw yet, but
let's see. There's a new Xavier's Guyana Hayaku joins the new high grade brand from G-Quix, which I'm 2 episodes behind. I have last week's and this week's episode to watch.
I believe that shows up in the second to last episode, because I literally finished watching that today. I caught up today. So okay. I believe that's in the second to last episode. And one of the ones at the very bottom is from the last episode.
Got it. Okay.
But there are also a ton of Gunpla that were revealed in the last 2 weeks that I think we missed last week.
Did we?
I don't think it was on Gundam Info last week because...
which one? Is it the... So there's high-grade Sharzaku from the G-Quix.
Sayla's gun type, the Rickdoms, the Gelgoogs, a bunch of other stuff from G-Quix. There's also things from the other shows, from a few of the other shows, though. Like a Master Grade Barbatos Lupus.
Ooh, where do you see that?
I just scrolled down on it was the very bottom thing on the Gundam Info page from May 19th.
May 19th. Ooh, I see it here. Master Grade 100 Gundam
the Monkey Roadie and Club Roadie.
Oh, God.
The Gundam Zagan, and there's a few others, but they don't say what they are. There's just things on display. Is that what I think it is? Is that Hajiraboshi? It is. High grade Hajiraboshi.
And then there is a Perfect Grade Unleashed 160 new Gundam coming out.
Yes.
There is Gundam Zerus from Premium Bandai, as well as Gundam Destiny Gundam Spec 2 Final Battle Image Color. We have Rebel Wolf from the AOZ reboot version. The Gundam F80 Gun Raid, which is a Master Grade. And so Gundam-based limited items are the limited edition Hakushiki version 2.0 mechanical core painting. The 1-1 high grade Gundam-based limited unicorn Phoenix Destroy Mode, a gold and silver coating. Ooh, that's pretty cool, actually, not gonna lie. There is a new MGSD Gundam-based limited Gundam Barbatos iron-blooded coating.
Funny enough, there's a non-limited...
Is that a Master Grade SD?
There's a Master Grade SD Gundam Aerial coming that is scheduled for August. Funny enough, one of the promotional pictures that they had of it, because this is from Shizuoka Hobby Show, one of the pictures is Gundam Aerial and Soletta doing the fusion dance.
Oh my god, that's amazing. And they were also showcasing the Gundam Assemble and Gundam card game, which is awesome. They're doing the starter decks go on sale in July, as well as the because that was Gundam card game pre-construction starter set. Gundam Assemble sets are also good that same day. So there's the deluxe versions that go with the 2-inch models for Gundam Assemble, which will be coming out next year in 2026.
Also coming out, this one is probably the most near and dear to my heart. Now, if you are interested in Gunpla and you're afraid of starting some of the other models, which is understandable with some of them because some of them are insane with the amount of pieces they have on those runners. There's an entry grade Wing Gundam coming out in October. There's also a real grade if you want to go crazy in September.
Is there? Because I think you were on this one.
A real grade Wing Gundam Zero. It is pretty.
Ooh, entry grade Wing Gundam. And, before I forget, thank you for the Wing Gundam stuff. They're adding the Wing Zero to battle operations.
Yes, I did see that.
I think they just announced that today, actually. So, but I think that's all we have for the news. So, let's get back into getting into the Star Build Strike.
New Vitamin Water Zero Sugar Pineapple Passion Fruit is packed with vitamins. Just like the amount of peas we packed in that sentence. It's packed like your tote bag. The one you stole from your ex. Or your overpriced half a studio apartment. Or extra rushed rush hour traffic. Packed like your calendar. Triple booked at 5, of course. Grab a vitamin water. Did we mention it's packed with vitamins?
This episode is brought to you by Temptations Cat Treats. Your cat will come running for the perfectly irresistible Temptations Creamy Puree and Temptations Lickable Spoon Cat Treats. The best time to feed lickable cat treats to your cat is anytime. Feed by hand for a playful moment, in a bowl for a creamy treat, or as a topper to make mealtime fun. Visit TemptationsTreats.com to learn more.
Alrighty, so now we are with the Star Build Strike Gundam, which is again a gunpla introduced in Build Fighters, which is an upgraded version of the Build Strike Gundam full package. Obviously, it was also built by Seiichi Iori and primarily controlled by Reiji. So, nothing new there. Technology and combat characteristics. So the Star Build Strike Gundam is an upgraded version of the Gundam Build Strike Gundam full package. Seiichi Iori designed his gunpla to shock participants all over the world in the Gunpla World Tournament. Retains all the original weaponry from the full package, with some of them being redesigned and new features added. It also sports a new backpack, the Universe Booster, armed with 2 beam cannons, and it acts as an independent fighter when separated. Seiichi utilized the knowledge to gain from building the Build Gundam Mark II. When constructing the Star Build Strike, the gunpla ends up having an inner frame similar to the former's movable frame. And this is the cool thing here. So the Star Build Strike also has 3 unique Plasky particles manipulating systems. So this is the Plasky particle, is the whole particle that allows gunpla to move in this universe of the show, which is kind of set in our real world. It has the Absorb system, the Discharge system, and the Radical General Purpose RG system. There are final product of thinking outside of the Gundam lore. The Absorb system allows Star Build Strike to absorb enemy beam attacks through the shield. The Discharge system main purpose is to create a Plasky power gate that allows the user to use the absorbed particles to enhance the gunpla's performance in a specific area. The adaptation of the inner frame gave rise to the RG system, which allows Plasky particles to permeate outside and inside of the gunpla, increasing its performance. In this form, the Star Build Strike can also perform its strongest attack, the RG Build Knuckle. So, nice. Yeah, this gunpla is freaking sick. If you, I don't think you've gone far enough to see the Star Build Strike yet.
I've not gotten that far.
Oh god, it's so cool. So, going into the armaments, we have the Vulcan gun. So, the Star Build Strike possesses 4 head-mounted Vulcan guns, just like the full package did. It has beam sabers, which the Star Build Strike possesses 2 beam sabers on its primary close combat weapon. The beam sabers are powerful enough to destroy an enemy unit with a single hit. When not in use, the beam sabers are stored on the side skirts. We have the beam gun. The same beam gun is used by the original Build Strike. Additional components are added to transform into the Starbeam rifle. The Starbeam rifle, an upgraded version of the Build Strike's enhanced beam rifle. Its power output can be enhanced further through discharge rifle mode by connecting the absorb shield's charging barrel. The rifle's top barrel can flip over and only used in discharge rifle mode. We have the Starbeam Cannon mounted on the Universe Booster. The Starbeam Cannon's barrel can extend in use. The beam cannons are positioned under the shoulders and deployed, and it can also swing backwards to fire at enemy units. We have the Absorb Shield. So this is an upgraded version of the original Build Strike's Chobin Shield. The shield has two new features: the ability to absorb and nullify beam weaponry, and charging a barrel that can attach to the Build Strike's beam rifle and amplify its power. However, it has difficulties handling a heavy particle or projectile-based assault, and when the shield opens up, the absorb shields or the absorb enemy's beam attacks is unable to defend against beam blade attacks. The shield also cannot absorb beams that are too large, such as the beam from the Gundam X Mao's Hyper Satellite Cannon. So it can, like, when we see it in use, they use it basically to charge up using, like, from funnels or from beam rifles or beam cannons. But if it's like a satellite cannon, no way in hell they're going to able to absorb that. The beam that would just go straight through it. Right. Next we have is baseball and glove. So this is specifically through the finals of the World Tournament. So this is a weapon set given to the Star Build Strike at random during the original weapon battle. The Star Build Strike is given 3 baseballs with the challenge to strike out the Abergorn Bind in a baseball challenge. Each ball resembles the RB-79 ball, which is hysterical.
So it just gets ridiculous. Got it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got it.
Then we have the Brenical Blade, a weapon captured from the PPGN-001 Gundam Exia Dark Matter. Unlike the Exia Dark Matter, the Star Build Strike can also use a high-speed projectile by launching it through several small plastic power gates. This also has the effect of increasing the sword's penetration capability. We have the Sweet Sword. This is a weapon borrowed from the damaged AC-01 Miss Sazabi after its destruction. It is modified from Sazabi's beam tomahawk, and it has an additional beam blade emitter extended horizontally from the bottom of the grip. It can also be used as a beam gun. This is a custom Sazabi, obviously. We have the Crossbone Gun and Sword, so a pair of weapons from Mao Yasaka's Crossbone Gun and Mao. Shaped like bones, they are used as beam rifles, heat swords, or long beam sabers by emitting a beam blade from the barrel.
I have seen Mao's.
I mean, Mao's Crossbone is, you being loving the Crossbone, cool. Like his is pretty cool.
His is cool. I still don't personally think it's as cool as like the OG, but it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's fair. I mean, the the Crossbone Gun and Mao? It's like has the skull on its chest piece, and it can open up and has the satellite cannon in the chest piece.
Yeah, it's cool.
So, moving on to special equipment and features, it has the Absorb system. So, one of the Star Build Strike Gundam's unique systems, by manipulating plastic particles, can alter and absorb energy beam weapons through the Absorb Shield. The absorbed plastic particles can be used later by the Gundam's discharge system. So we have the discharge system. So another of the Star Build Strike's unique systems is improved. The Star Build Strike's, the Star Beam Rifle's power or the gunpla's speed and mobility. However, for the Star Build Strike to execute this system, it must first absorb plastic particles through the absorb system. The number of times the discharge system can be used seems to be linked to the number of beams attacks absorbed. The Star Build Strike can also use absorbed particles to generate numerous small star funnels particles from the clear red parts on its legs to use them as projectile weapons. These red parts can also generate several small plastic power gates, which are used to increase the speed and or power of a melee attack, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
We have the discharge rifle mode. So the Absorb Shield's charging barrel is connected to the Star Beam rifle, and the Star Build Strike generates a large plastic power gate. The particles absorbed are then transferred to the beam rifle and fired at the gate. When the mode is first used, the particles are fired from the rifle's top barrel and transformed by the gate into numerous beams to hit the target. The charging time required then was long and leaves the Star Build Strike vulnerable to attacks. When the discharge rifle mode is later used at the maximum output, the particles are fired from both the rifle's barrels as well as the Star Beam cannons at the plastic power gate, and converts all the beams into a single large devastating beam. The charging time was also greatly reduced, but is unknown as a result of the improvement or inherent features of the mode at max output. The reduced charging time may be directly related to the amount of beams absorbed by the Absorb Shield. The first time the mode is used, it was only a single beam shot from Langdalara's IB Gorbine. When used at maximum output, the Absorb Shield had already been charged to maximum by absorbing numerous beam shots from Matron Kawaguchi's Exia Dark Matter.
Exia Dark Matter also looks really cool.
Oh, yeah. We have the discharge speed mode. So the Star Build Strike generates a large plastic power gate and passes through it, releasing in the materialization of temporary plastic wings on the gunpla's back. These wings are later replaced by the gate, which now releases a particle cloud that is powerful enough to destroy any missiles or funnels caught in its wake. In this mode, the Star Build Strike gains increased speed and movability. These seem to be a time limit on how long the mode can be used.
Whenever I think of a Gundam with wings made of particles, it takes me back to Turn A every single time.
Well, that's fair. We have Discharge Aqua mode. These effects and uses of this mode are unknown because it was never used in the anime. And there's no manga, so...
It's like, hey, look, it's got these things. We don't know what they do, but it's got them.
Most Gundam anime don't have manga counterparts. Like, there's only like a few. Thunderbolts have a manga, and then Origin has manga. That's pretty much it that I'm aware of.
Yeah. I mean, Iron-Blooded Orphans, most of them have a spin-off one.
Yeah, but it's nothing. It's not like they don't have an animation. Like Astray is all manga, but there's no animation for Astray.
Which is sad.
Yeah, because Astray is really cool.
Because you see Red Astray in Seed, and then we never read.
Yeah, you see the base version. Yet, it's MS1 Astray. It's not the
before it's Red.
Yeah, not Red Astray, which is like the samurai looking style.
Yeah.
Samurai. Anyway, now we have the Radical General Purpose RG system. So unlike other gunpla that uses only plastic particles on the exterior to move them, the Star Build Strike also saturates its interior components with plastic particles through the RG system to strengthen its performance. The particles can be concentrated in specific internal components to increase their physical strength, or used throughout the internal components, improving the control of the unit and bringing it to its full potential. The latter is sometimes referred to as a full mode. However, there have been adverse effects to if it is used when the unit's physical condition is poor. The RG system is usually reserved as a last resort to overpower other units up close should they all else fails. Most of the gray parts in the Star Build Strike, excluding the Universe Booster, will glow blue when the RG system is activated, and a brief glimpse of the gunpla's inner frame can also be seen. It's its super mode.
Yeah.
This is literally the Star Build Strike super mode, which is obviously a protagonist thing.
Right.
We have the UB-01 Universe Booster, so a new booster pack for the Build Strike Gundam. It can increase the unit's power and mobility when docked. Developed from the Build Booster, is equipped with a pair of beam cannons and can act as an independent fighter when detached from the Build Strike. The Universe Booster plays an important role in the discharge mode, as it is involved in generating the large Plasky power gate and is where the Plasky wings are generated. And then we have the Build Booster Mark II. So this is the support unit from the RX-178B Build Gundam Mark II. Is armed with the beam rifle Mark IIs and the movable shields. Is attached to the Build Strike after it's lost its Universe Booster and allows the gunpla to fly against the flow particle storm when the RG system undergoes a full release. The Build Strike is also executed the Hyper Build Knuckle while in this form. And this is towards the end of the show, is when this happens. There's a whole story aspect with it, with the Plasky particle crystals and all that stuff. And then we do have some special attacks. So it does have the Build Knuckle, also known as the RG Build Knuckle. The Build Knuckle is usable only when the RG system is in full mode. It is a powerful punch that is strong enough to counter the Gundam X Mao's Mao Sword. When the RG system and discharge system are utilized simultaneously, the small Plasky power gates are localized in the arms and enhance the power of the RG Build Knuckle. We have the Double Build Knuckle, so a double-fisted version of the Build Knuckle. When the small Plasky power gates localize in the arms, the Double Build Knuckle is capable of overpowering the beam sabers generated by the Exia Dark Matter and Trans Am, and still have enough power to land a direct attack on its torso. Which is, really cool, because this is how they won the World Tournament. They used the Double Build Knuckle to take out the Exia Dark Matter in the final fight. Okay. And then we have the Hyper Build Knuckle. So this is a stronger version of the Build Knuckle. Is used when the RG system initiates a full release. The Hyper Build Knuckle manages to destroy the large Aristocrystal, but at the cost of both arms. Whether it's due to extensive strain on the arms or simply the crystal's durability is unknown. And this the Aristocrystal is the crystal that is used to generate Plasky particles. It's from a different world. And we do have some notes and trivia. So the RG Systems initials might be a nod to Real Grade Model Series, which also has the initials RG.
Makes sense.
Guarantee it is. I wouldn't doubt. I wouldn't put it past them. According to episode 14, the gunpla is a 1/144th scale high grade, with scratch built parts, 1/144 scale high grade plus scratch class. So it's a high grade model, just with scratch built parts. Like he Say created his own unique parts,
which is absolutely ridiculous and
I don't
not
have
surprising
the
at all.
I don't have the time to do that shit.
If I had a 3D printer.
Oh yeah. Well, this is the show that 3D printers weren't even used. So the Build Strike signature attack, the Build Knuckle, may be a reference to the infamous Captain Knuckle, an attack used by Captain Gundam and SD Gundam Force.
I really hope that that's what it is. I want that to be true.
I will laugh so damn hard. Oh my god.
I want that to be true.
That is hysterical. And the RG System's appearance bears a resemblance to the Extreme Gundam's glowing frame frame which resonates in many of the same areas. Which the Extreme Gundam is from Gundam Extreme Versus, the arcade game. It's its unique model.
You and I were talking about off pod last week that on Generations has the guitar beam rifle.
Oh yeah.
The
extreme rifle.
I love.
Oh god.
It makes me so happy.
Weird. Oh, it has armor packs.
An axe, like we're gonna shred.
His armor pack. What the living? It has different armor packs that make it completely different.
Fantastic.
What in the world?
It pulls out the extreme rifle and then shreds something else too.
I don't know how I feel about these armor packs. They look super dopey and too bulky. What's a straight up, like, it docks with like a unicorn-like thing? What a missed Pegasus.
Everything about this is
dock with
ridiculous.
the missed Pegasus. What in the world? It can dock with other packs. This one docks with the equipped with the Ignith Phase pack, and it looks like a queen. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. This is giving me weird. Just no.
I love that. It's just absolutely ridiculous. The extreme Gundam Carnage phase with black hole cannons.
Black hole cannons, really? Like,
yes.
Beam cannons aren't enough, but you need to create a black hole. Oh my god. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's what we have on the Build Strike family. Well, for the first 3 in the series. So
there
yeah,
are so many.
Pretty cool stuff. Build Fighters Try is pretty good. The dub is kind of really hard to listen to because the voice acting's not the best. And that's coming from a voice actor it's not good. But yeah, I mean, Build Strike's pretty cool. I like it. I prefer the Try series myself because I love anything related to G Gundam.
That's fair.
So, the voice acting in that one is also terrible. So, but yeah, that's all I have. Do you have anything else to add for the Build Strikes?
I do not think so.
Cool. Well, everybody, thank you again for listening to the Gundam Lorecast, and remember, pilots, stay safe out there. Thank you for listening to the Gundam Lorecast. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, the Ben and Friends podcasting Discord, where you can share how you got into the Gundam series, and you can even find us on Twitter at Gundam Lorecast, and even email us at gundamlorecast@outlook.com.